Move into our fantasy heroes. And to start off with, the numbers I thought I would never see outside of him being with Drew Brees. But that is Alvin Kamara. 12 rushes, or 62 rushing yards, 12 receptions for 91 yards. He keep getting them 12 receptions. Out of the second game, he has had 12 receptions for 91 yards. That's the second time he's done that. So that means something. He had 29 points. Deontay Foreman, 89 rushes for 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 31 yards and a touchdown. And he's going to probably do that again, those around those same numbers. So he had 33 points. Patrick Mahomes, 33 for 42, 424 yards. One of our first 400 and something yard games. 4 touchdowns with a pick and 29 rushing yards for 33 points. Seems like Patrick Mahomes is being back to a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. And we had Lamar Jackson, 21 for 27 for 357 yards. Yes, it's about time. For 3 touchdowns, 36 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown and a fumble. No fumbles. But those 4 touchdowns, that's Lamar Jackson right there. And last but not least, our number 1 hero of the week, Travis Kelce, 12 receptions, 179 yards, 1 touchdown. For 35.9 points. Those are your fantasy heroes. And the rest of our fantasy players for the week are running backs outside of Deontay Foreman and Calvin Kamara. We have Christian McCaffrey for 45 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions, 51 yards, 1 touchdown, and he did fumble, but he had 22 points. Travis Etienne, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell you about Etienne? He always going to get you a little 50-something yards. But you know what he's going to get? He's going to get 2 touchdowns. Why? Because Trevor Lawrence is his guy. Because that's why he always ends up sitting here with these little 22 points, because he's going to get in the end zone twice. That's just, he gets fed by his guy. So I don't like him, but Travis Etienne is very, very fantasy relevant. Jamar Gibbs, 68 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 9 receptions for 58 yards. That's what we should continue to see from Jamar Gibbs with 27 points. And let's see who's next. We have our wide receivers. No. We didn't have quarterbacks. They didn't give me quarterbacks in week 7. Oh, they forgot the quarterbacks. That's fine. Wide receivers, we have Puka Nacua, 8 receptions for 154 yards, 23 points. See, I told you he wasn't going to get that 15. He's going to get the 8. Why? Kupp is the number 1. He's the number 2. He's taking on 1 corner. Josh Downs, 5 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown, 23 points. Why? Pittman taking on two corners, or a corner and a safety. Josh Downs is only dealing with 1 defender. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions for 88 yards and a touchdown, 25 points. He's just too fast. A.J. Brown, the number 1 wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. And a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, if not top 3. A.J. Brown for 10 receptions, another over 125-yard game because he had 137 and a touchdown for 29 points. And Jordan Addison for 7 receptions, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's that part that I feel like Jordan Addison may not be viable. The 123 yards, The 2 touchdowns, that's my issue. That's not an every week thing for him. All right. And tight ends for the week, since I don't have my quarterbacks. Oh, yes, I do. I didn't go to the page. I'm sorry, people. I do have the quarterbacks. They're sitting right here. Coach. All right, our top quarterbacks for week 7. Outside of just Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, we have Jalen Hurts for 23 for 31 for 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 21 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, and a fumble for 23 points. We have the god of football, Josh Allen, 27 for 41 for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns and a turnover, 17 rushing yards on 1 touchdown and a fumble for 24 yards. So there goes your 2 Josh Allen turnovers. And Gardner Minshew, 15 for 23, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 29 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 fumbles. Golly, really? And he still had 27 points. Wow. And none of that went to 300-something yards. Barely any of it went to Pittman. I don't know. All right. What we get? We got tight ends. Outside of Travis Kelce, we have Dallas Goedert for 5 receptions for 77 yards for a touchdown for 18 points. Excuse me. TJ Hawkinson, 11 receptions for 86 yards for 19 points. There was Mark Andrews, 4 receptions for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 7 receptions for 98 yards and a touchdown for 22 points. So Mark Andrews also had 22 points. And we go to our defenses. Eagles defense had 11 points, 1 interception, 4 sacks. Oh, so they had 4. I said 3 or 4. 4 sacks. So and had 11 points against for 11 points. So look, the one that said he likes the Eagles defense, you can like them all you want. If you like them for 11 points, make that trade. But I doubt you should do that. Not for 11 points, guys. Dolphins, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, 3 sacks, 31 points against for 11 points. So even though they gave up 31 points, they were viable with 11 points because of all the damage they did on defense. Browns defense had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 3 fumble recoveries, 4 sacks, 1 block. 38 points against for 12 points. And the Giants, 1 interception, 6 sacks, 1 block, 7 points against for 15 points. And the Chicago Bears, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 1 sack, 12 points against for 18 points in fantasy football. And last but not least, our lovely kickers, Greg Joseph, 2 for 2 over 39, and 1 for 2 of 50 for a total of 11 points, with 1 of 2 extra points. Chad Ryland, 2 for 2 over 39, 1 for 1, 40 to 49, and 2 extra points for 12 points. Young Ho Koo, 1 for 1 over 39. I've been telling y'all about Young Ho Koo all year, too. 1 for 1 for 40 to 49, 1 for 1 for 50 plus, and 1 extra point for 13 points. Will Lutz, 3 for 3 over 39, 1 for 1 over 50, a field goal, and 1 extra point for 15 points. And Dustin Hopkins, 1 40 to 40 yarder and 3 50 plus and 3 extra points for a total of 22 points. My man did his thing over there at Browns in the dog pound play. Ooh, so good this week. All right, so now that I've given you all our heroes and our busts for this week, we have one last topic to discuss.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.